everyone. Thanks for coming and watching with us today. Today we're going to be doing a little turtle tour of our turtle ICU here at the Marine Science Center. My name is Allie Bernstein. I'm the manager of turtle rehab here. So what we're going to do today is just go over some current patients that we have in our turtle hospital that are currently under treatment. So we're going to do some updates and show you what we've been doing lately. So the first turtle we're going to look at is Angelica. Angelica is a juvenile green sea turtle that came to us on September 19th. Angelica recently had an enterotomy, which is a surgical procedure to make some incisions into her intestines because she had ingested fishing hook and fishing line. So she is our newest patient and is still in the very beginning stages of her rehabilitation. She's currently undergoing fluid therapy, some IV medications to help with her protein levels, as well as antibiotics. And we're going to be slowly introducing food into her diet and tube feeding it as necessary, depending on how quickly she'll decide to eat for us. We're also going to be monitoring her bowels. We also want to see how everything's working for her, how she's able to dive, and then just keeping a really close eye on her progress. If you can see to the right of her pool, we have a little baby pool with some pool noodles that you might play in your pool at home in. And we'll use these baby pools to support these turtles when they're in the initial stages of rehabilitation. Often they're lethargic and they just don't have the energy to come up and take those breaths and breach the water to take a nice healthy breath. So we'll support them in some shallow water until they're a little bit stronger and a little bit healthier, where they can be out of the baby pools, just like Angelica is right now while she's being monitored during the day. Over here we have Vanna. Vanna is also a juvenile green sea turtle that came to us on the 13th of September. And Vanna has a boat strike injury to the back end of her carapace, which is the top shell on a sea turtle. So it may be a little hard to see her in here because she's got this nice big space where she can practice diving and swimming and working on her buoyancy. She's probably on the far side there, yep. And she's doing really well in being able to show that she's sitting flat on the bottom and so far diving down and finding her food, which is a really good sign. So we're happy with her progress so far. Next we have another juvenile green sea turtle named Burr. Anybody guess what our theme is right now? We've got Angelica, we've got Burr. Any theater fans? Burr came to us on the 21st of September with an old carapace fracture caused by a boat impact injury. And if you can look real close, you might be able to see some Velcro patches adhered with an epoxy. And we've also put a very light weight on the very back end of that shell. And this is going to help Burr regulate buoyancy and lay flat on the bottom, be able to get food easier without popping right back up to the surface with the buoyancy issues that have been caused by that boat strike injury. Our next sea turtle that we're going to look at is Quantum, and some of you might remember Quantum from previous patient updates because Quantum is a subadult loggerhead that came to us last August, so has been with us just over a year and has got two pretty big injuries to her front flippers. This is a subadult loggerhead, so still has quite a bit of growing to do, and she came in with an injury to her right front flipper, as well as a mostly amputated left front flipper. We've been doing wound care regularly, and she also recently underwent an additional surgery to work on that left front flipper. Today we're going to be draining this pool and using our therapeutic laser that we recently acquired over the summer, and we're going to be using that therapeutic laser on both of her front flippers to accelerate healing. And eventually we will move Quantum back to her bigger pool. She has been in bigger and deeper pools, but right now we're trying to keep a really close eye on that left front flipper. So we've got her in a little shallower pool where we can keep a closer eye and drain that water while we use the therapeutic laser. Oh, there she comes up for a nice breath. And we also have Yankee. Yankee is a juvenile green sea turtle that came to us in August with a fractured right front flipper and a flipper wound. So we are also using that therapeutic laser on Yankee and monitoring how well he's able to navigate the pools, how well he's diving, laying on the bottom, and monitoring how well we're eating. We also have some enrichment items in this pool for Yankee. We have a PVC triangle where Yankee can sit underneath and use it as a hide. And then we also have a feeder where we can attach lettuce into those chain links and let Yankee forage like you would out in the wild. All right, we're going to go ahead and take you out to our other sea turtle area where we have a few smaller patients with us. And we're going to talk to you a little about those hatchlings and washbacks. So come on, follow us. So some of you may have watched our updates about washback season and our hatchlings and our washbacks that we have here at the Marine Science Center. In addition to our 115 sea turtle patients that we've had so far this year, we've also had washbacks. We've had about 40 washbacks, both loggerhead and green sea turtles. If you see over here, we've got mostly loggerheads in here, but we've got a couple green sea turtles. Those are the darker ones, almost all dark on top, and they're white underneath, and that helps with their camouflage out in the wild. But what's exciting about these guys today to show you is these guys are all heading down to South Florida tomorrow. And we coordinate with our other friends at our other neighboring rehab facilities to do a turtle relay to get all these little guys down to South Florida to coordinate for a offshore boat that's going to take them out to the sargassum in the Gulf Stream, where they'll live the first few years of their lives and forage out there and use it for protection from predation. We have a few more out here. Quite a few loggerhead washbacks. And so these are turtles that would have emerged from the nests during this nesting season. So these are the turtles that emerged from the nests. They've gotten out to the ocean for a period of time and may have, with some rough surf or that sargassum that's washing back in on our beaches, been washed back in, and that's how they get that name washback. So we have a group of permitted and dedicated volunteers that'll go out and look for these little guys in that seaweed. And the best thing to remember about these guys is they've gotten washed back in. They're lethargic, dehydrated, and they cannot get back out to that Gulf Stream on their own at this point because they've exhausted their frenzy period where they're just going to swim, swim, swim out to that Gulf Stream. So they do need to come to rehab, and then we get the opportunity to go ahead and get them ready to head back offshore so we can have the best success for them as possible. And there's a few over here too, a few hatchlings. You'll see the size difference in some of these little guys. And you'll also see some of their leftover food from lunch. They get a variety of minced fishes and gel cubes. And then in a few minutes they'll be getting some small pieces of lettuce and some sargassum seaweed to kind of hang out in and use as flotation. So tomorrow these guys will all be headed down south, and we're happy to be able to help coordinate with some other facilities to get them back offshore. We're so glad you came and joined us this afternoon for our turtle update. Stay tuned for lots of other great things on the community information page, and we're always happy to answer questions after. I'll be checking the comment section if you have any questions for us. Thanks for watching.